It's been almost a month since I first did my ketamine treatment, and I have now successfully done 5 treatments, and I would love to give you an update. Hey guys, welcome back to Joey Talks. My name is Joey, and this is where we talk about mental health for the everyday person. On today's video, I want to talk to you about my ketamine update. I have done about 5 treatments over the last 4 weeks, and I have seen significant improvements throughout my life. Now, if you're just seeing this video for the first time, I do have a playlist about my ketamine journey. You can go back to the first one, skip to the one where I did my first dose, whatever you want to do. I'll just link it up here so you can easily access it. And if you're interested on more information for ketamine, whether you deal with chronic depression, anxiety, PTSD, I would love to connect with you. So just leave me a comment below and go back and watch some of those other videos. Just to set a foundation, about a year ago, the FDA approved a form of ketamine for the treatment of depression, anxiety, and PTSD. And it has shown amazing results. Most antidepressants and anti-anxiety medications take weeks before you start feeling the effects of them. Whereas research has shown that even just one treatment of ketamine can break through the depression, the anxiety, the PTSD, and make an impact in the right direction. So about 4 weeks ago, I did my first ketamine dose. I was about 200 milligrams, and over the course of the next few sessions that I had, I increased it to 300, and I think I'm going to stay there at 300. I got really good effects from it. A few things I wanted to share about ketamine. There are biological reasons why this helps with some of these mental health conditions, and there's also psychological reasons of why this helps. You may be asking yourself, how does going on a psychedelic trip really help you? Well, here's the answer. First of all, on the biological level, it increases BDNF in the brain, which from my understanding is a protein in the brain that increases neuroplasticity. And all that simply means is it makes your rigid thinking more fluid. And so for those of us who are middle-aged, I'm 43, as you get older, those mental pathways, literal pathways, not just figurative, but literal pathways in the brain get very, very solidified. And that's why it's the old saying, you can't teach an old dog new tricks, because as we age, our brains get more and more solidified in the ways that we process information, the way that we see ourselves, the world, and so on. So when you're able to increase neuroplasticity, you give yourself the ability to start making new connections. And obviously, if you're someone who deals with depression, anxiety, PTSD, we all want new connections, because the connections we currently have are really messing us up. They're keeping us trapped in a loop that we cannot get out of, regardless of how much therapy we get, how much self-care or disciplines that we use. We still are stuck in this rut. So on a biological level, it causes your brain to be able to make some of these new connections way easier. That's why it's so important that when you do your ketamine treatments, that you are working with a therapist to use cognitive behavioral therapy or another approach that really helps to solidify some of those desired changes that you would like to see. On the psychological side of things, it provides you the opportunity to see things differently. For me, it's like I didn't realize how many suppressed emotions, memories, thoughts that I had that were causing me a disservice. They were living in the background of my brain, never recognized them consciously. And so when I was on these trips, I was able to access those, but not only access them, I was able to process them in a way where there was no fear, there was no worry, no anxiety. And so I was effectively able to face them and resolve them. Not only that, but ketamine gives you the opportunity to disassociate from your body and your brain. And by doing so, you are giving a much higher view, as if you're watching yourself. And that is one thing that has changed dramatically in my life since starting the ketamine treatments. I now, when an old thought pattern comes my way, whether it's like self-accusatory or just, feeling like a piece of shit, or I made a mistake and I can't let it go, I now have the ability to observe myself. And then I can make decisions to change what I'm believing, what I'm thinking about. Whereas before, I was trapped in these mental loops, in these mental processes, and I couldn't get out of them. A lot of people say that you can get more out of one ketamine session than you can in a year or two of talk therapy. And I have seen that proven because I have been doing talk therapy now for about 4 years. I love it. I will continue to do it. But there have been significant breakthroughs in my mental health and in depression and just in my daily living by doing these few ketamine sessions. So now that I've done my 5 sessions, what does it look like from here? Basically, I work with the psychiatrist, and we come up with a plan, a maintenance plan for some people. That's 1 treatment a month. For other people, it may be once a week or twice a month. It really depends on the person and how they're presenting clinically. Oh, and the other thing is that research shows that once you've done about 6 sessions, the results, the advancements that you got from those sessions stay with the person 6 months, a year, 2 years, and for some people, it's indefinite. So again, comparing that to your traditional method of antidepressants or anti-anxiety meds, they are basically coping mechanisms or a band-aid for the symptoms that you're experiencing. Trust me, I know I've been on them and gotten off of them. And when you get off of them, a lot of times you are no better than when you started them. You're basically caught in continuing to take these medications so that you can keep yourself at a better mood or stay away from the trap of anxiety, but they don't actually help you heal or move forward in your underlying condition. All right, that's my update. If you want to learn more and go with the people I went with, I'll put the link in the description below, but basically their website is betteryoucare.com, betteryoucare.com, and I will put that below. They are the most affordable that I have been able to find. It's in-home. They walk you through the entire process. I have never felt like left to my own vices. Their communication is amazing. You can text them anytime. You can email them. You can access your client portal. So I definitely felt taken care of through this process. And I will continue to use them just because my experience has been amazing. Of course, if you have any questions or comments, leave them in the comments below. And if you're new here, and you haven't subscribed, I'd invite you to do so. I hope that you found this video useful, and if you have, consider sharing it with a friend and giving it a thumbs up. Thanks again for spending a few minutes with me today. Again, my name is Joey. This is Joey Talks, where we talk about mental health for the everyday person.